Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Sorry, people. I just see my hair was a mess then. That's what it was. I just see my hair was a mess. It's crazy. But yeah, let me start that again. We're back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Manchester United Arsenal show, people. Monday United podcast beats the Gunner Talk from the Arsenal podcast, where top of the league. Are the stars aligning for Arsenal? That's what we will be discussing. Because if they win all their games and Manchester City drop points, Arsenal will win their first league in over 20 years. In regards to Manchester United, who are also involved in that title race, because Arsenal play Manchester United soon. Everybody is up for sale at Manchester United, according to reports. I believe the untouchables, they said, were Maino, Garnacho, and Højlund. Why anybody is untouchable at Manchester United apart from Rafael Varane and Kobe Mainoo, I don't know, but we'll be discussing all that. But please make sure you keep all your comments or your questions Manchester United or Arsenal related first and foremost. Secondly, please make sure you hit the like button on the video. So important you do that. Hit the like button on the video, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after the live. Share across all the socials as well. At That's Me Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, Twitter, Instagram, all socials. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. And when you do that, hit the notification bell. Big up to everyone in the chat already. If you want to make sure we get to your question, super chat people. But we're here in the building. TJ is here, Tony is here. Every man telling, everybody good, everybody good. What's going on? I thought there'd be more energy. I think this ain't the first show after the North London derby.
I was on mute. Sorry, we just beat our rivals 2 years in a row away. Hold that. No, and everybody's gonna say, TJ, you're overgassing it. TJ, they're shit. They're rebuilding. TJ, why are you getting so gassed about a result that isn't gonna matter? You're gonna get second. Blah 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 blah. Listen. How many people beat one of their biggest rivals away? I mean, unless you're a rival with Manchester City, then that's a completely different thing. But beat your rivals away at their gaff 2 years in a row. It doesn't happen, especially in the North London derby. Tony knows they always seem to get a result when we go out there, man. Always. But the last 2 years, that hasn't been the case. I have a lot to say about that game. Still, we were on the Q&A, and honestly.
This is the first show since then, but carry on, Tony. Carry on.
Yeah. So all I'm gonna say is, look, Tottenham fans can hold that, and I'm not talking about the Tottenham fans you see on here with a brain like Jez and the other guys. I'm talking about the guys that were telling me that this was a free hit for Spurs, and they were saying that out one side of their mouth, and then out the other side of their mouth, they're saying that they were going to beat us 3-2. I'm honestly like all the people that are saying, oh yeah, form goes out the window in a North London derby. Yeah, that's true. We didn't get out of second gear. That they were playing possession FC football, and we still beat them at their house. Okay. I'm extremely proud of what this team has done. Hopefully, it ends up being enough to get us over the line. But that was just, I tweet. People talk a lot about form, right? They talk a lot about form. They talk a lot about performances, especially going into a derby. But when you go into the derby, as the old adage, form goes out the window, right? Form goes out the window. And you hope you have a good performance. I don't think we had either. I don't think we ever got out of second gear in that game, to be honest with you. We were scoring from set pieces. We scored from an own goal. The one great passage of play that we had was that incredible pass from Kai over to Saka on the run. He finishes it, sends that freaking bum Ben Davies to the shadow realms. They had him doing the spinner Rooney. It was awesome. Incredible play. And we, other than that, I don't think we ever really got out of second gear, to be honest with you. We were kind of just sitting back, especially in the 75th, 80th minute when we were just trying to see it out after after we concede on the what's it called, on the header from Ramiro, or on the mistake from Raya, and then the goal from Son on the Declan Rice penalty kick. So it's one of those things where you can try to sell me that Spurs were good in that match. Fine. I guess we just have different standards, because one like expected shot or genuine chance at your ground against your biggest rival doesn't tell me that you're ready to compete with the big boys. It tells me that you're going to be in Europa League or Conference League. You are not at our listen, Tottenham, and we'll get more into the game, but you are not on our level. Manchester United will be on our level quicker than you will be. You can go ahead and mark that. Because Manchester United,
that's a big one,
have standards. I'm a Standards FC guy. Standards FC. Okay. This is why we're going to get in. We're going to get into talking about Manchester United. We're going to get into talking about Arsenal because this guy next to me here probably wants his team back in the top 4. But and he expected them to be in the top 4 this season, or at least fighting for Europe, and they aren't. So he's demanding it. Okay. Tottenham Hotspur fans all season long have been saying free hit FC, free hit FC. Oh no, this season doesn't count. Yeah, it doesn't matter what the results are. This season doesn't count. And then they beat us 2-2 at the Emirates. According to them, it's a victory. But according to me, it wasn't. It was a draw. But they are going to come out and say next season again, after they have a bummy transfer window, they're going to come out and say, oh, well, it's another free hit season. Ange's only had 3 transfer windows. He hasn't had enough. He hasn't had the 4 years that Mikel Arteta has had. Just call yourselves out as hypocrites and leave us alone. You guys are going to be rebuilding for years and years and years to come, while Daniel Levy only cares about building hotels and turning Tottenham Hotspur into a theme park or an NFL team or a racetrack or a swimming pool or Beyonce FC or da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, have you seen the inside of Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? It's basically a mall. Like that.
I heard it's very nice. I've never been inside, but I heard it's very nice.
It's really, really nice. It's a really, really nice mall. Soulless. And people talked about us. People talked about us having an Emirates Stadium that was soulless. That place is soulless. Soulless. But anyway, I know I'm rambling now. I want to hear from Tony because you guys have heard from me on this game. We'll get into deeper into it. But big up Tony, big up Flawless. Big up the chat, except for Vader. I see her out there. And we move. Let's keep going. What do you got, Tony?
See, who said that TJ Warren was negative? Who said that this brother doesn't distribute the Kool-Aid? You guys.
No, I'm not. No, this isn't Kool-Aid. I didn't. Let's get carried away,
me, man. TJ, let me speak. Let me speak. See, guys, you're welcome to the show. Me, Flawless, TJ Warren doing our thing. See, guys, it's simple. It's very simple. Ignore Vader Games TV down there in the charts, hollering and spewing distortions of reality, guys. It ought to be on this show where it's happening. Why don't you man up, Vader? Come up to the show. Come up, man. Boy. See, apart from you, went down to Tottenham Hotspurs. They said we can do it. We got our brother here from Manchester United thinking, that Arsenal will be derailed, last weekend. Come on. This is it. See, I don't want to be the one distributing the Kool-Aid. I'm going to allow TJ do that for us. See, it's very simple. We went down to the heart of, our big, fiercest rivals. We went down there to our fiercest rivals and we beat them up. It's simple as that. We allowed them play the possession game. See, let me just give you a little bit of an insight. They had 68% of the ball possession. They had 14 chances. Of course, they had all the whole trappings of a team that was actually going to beat us. But Arsenal were just 38% of the ball possession, put 3 behind them. And I had a show with Chic TV and MD Nero, the Tottenham Hotspur fan, in the pre-game show. And this guy was just pumping up chest, talking la-da-dee, la-da-da, just spewing all this tough guy antics. And deep inside, I knew he was Drake. Let's see, guys. Let's get this. Let's get this situation correctly. Let's get this situation correctly. Tottenham Hotspurs ain't gonna do nothing to us. We beat them home and away last season. Before
we carry on, hey Tony, just 1 second. Tony, just hold it 1 sec, because Brian said Flawless actually thinks United will get something against Arsenal. What a wallad. Hey, at least I'm not the wallad who said this dumb shit.
By the way, can I just say, the 2 girls below us are looking 16 out of 10s today, both of them.
I big up the panel. I thought 16 out of 10 merch is available. People, link is in the pinned comment for the website. Go on, carry on as you were, Tony. As you were. Sorry, I just had to let that be.
Guys, go get the merch. Go get the merch. Go get the merch, guys. See, yeah, it's simple. They had the whole possession, 68% of the ball possession, 14, goal chances. Arsenal, I think, was limited to about 8 or so. But see, it's very simple. Thomas Partey back in the midfield for the Arsenal. I wanted to see this. When I was telling lots of people that I want Thomas Partey back, I knew what I was talking about. When I talked about this, Vator laughed me out. The other time when we were talking about, if I want Jorginho, back, or I want Partey back, I said I want Partey back. Vettel laughed at me. Well, this is what you get when Thomas Partey is back in the midfield. At that solidity, brings back the versatility. Everyone playing around him is just settled. He handled that game properly. I felt that if Jorginho was there, it would have been worse off in the midfield. And again, when I was talking to MD Nera, I told him, Tottenham Hotspurs aren't really, really playing as a unit at the back just yet. After what Isaac put Van der Ven, through, it's only just that we bring in our awkward 6-foot-plus German giraffe to actually spice things up. He scored a goal, dropped off an assist, and that's what you get with Kai Havertz this season. Very awkward striker. I really, 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 I'm just waiting for him to actually test that Manchester United back four at Old Trafford. I'm just waiting and licking my lips, ready for it. But you know what? Yeah, we'll throw that's on to next week. Let's see what happens in that one. That'll be a tasty one. But again, back to the Not London Derby. Yeah, guys, giving the ball away. I was just really wondering, what Postecoglou was thinking. His high line was gonna put him in trouble, and that's just what happened. That's exactly what just happened. Stubborn manager. See, I think that theory, of there's poison in the water. Yeah, I think it's true. These managers these days, they're all coming with all sort of diseases in terms of that they're very stubborn. Mikel Arteta is very stubborn. This manager, Postecoglou, extremely stubborn. How dare you keep a high line against Arsenal? Arsenal's attack, is very, very potent. That they will get in behind you. They have fast-paced wingers. Bukayo Saka lives for this kind of for this kind of situations where he just has to face, your defenders one-on-one and turn it into a race and actually destroy you on the counter-attack. That's what he's looking for. And you dare give them, that high line. And even if you went 1 goal, 2 goal behind, you're still stubborn enough to still keep a high line. What is wrong with these managers? Extremely stubborn. Same thing that happened, I think, earlier this season or last season to Tottenham Hotspurs when they went to the Molineux, pumped them, pumped Wolves with goals. Just seal it up, make sure that defense is just more solid. Close up, shut down your defense, shut down your midfield. Simple ABCs. What did he do? He still kept the high line. That's how Wolves came back at the Molineux against Tottenham Hotspur last season. Same thing right now in Arsenal against the run of play. First goal, second goal, and you still keeping a high line. Are you this serious? And they get punished for that. And see, I really think there'll be a revolt here. Maybe we'll see progress coming down to that Tottenham Hotspur team. But I see doom from next season. I literally think that the Spurs fans will be calling for the head of Postecoglou, because if he keeps dealing with this high line, I'm serious, bro. They will call for his head next season. If he still keeps this high line, they will concede goals. It doesn't have, and again, there's a clear difference between how Arsenal played in this game and how Tottenham Hotspur plays in this game. One manager shows that he's changed his antics and his tactics from when they last met. Used his set pieces, used his approach of actually countering rather than just playing possession football. So many armory in this Arsenal team. If you want them to go bar to bar with you, they go bar to bar with you. If you want them to go set pieces, they do that on you. If you want them to just sit back and catch you on the break and the counter attack, they will do that to you, and they're very efficient in the transitions. And Arsenal very efficient in the transitions. I mean, in the spaces where we did have chance to catch them in the transition, we did it well. That's why we scored goals and didn't have lots of the ball, within ourselves. And I just really like it. And Mikel Arteta, kudos to you. Not London Derby, going there back to back, beating them. That's dream stuff. That's dream stuff.
Can I ask you a question, Tony? Can I ask you guys? I want to ask actually both of you guys a question. Do you think that, because Ange has said repeatedly that he doesn't want to change, and I'm really glad that we're turning the show into a Tottenham dumping session, especially since Flawless picked them up half the season. I don't even care if it's ironic, to be honest with you. Do you think, Tony, that and Flawless when he comes back? Do you
unnecessary
think
ass string? What's that about? You know what I'm saying?
What? No, that wasn't. Flawless, let me tell you. From my perspective, none of that was unnecessary, my friend. None of that was unnecessary. This guy commits crimes. Tony, this guy commits crimes. He's like, what did I do? What did I do? I thought we were boys.
Yo, carry on 1 second. Give me 1 second.
I thought we were boys.
No, so I have a question for you guys, though. Do you think that Ange has it in his toolbox, especially in the Prem, to change up his tactics or change the way he's setting up his team to adapt to the situation? Because we always got on Mikel Arteta for not changing. But maybe, I think a lot of Spurs fans would say, oh, he doesn't have the tools to do that. Whereas I think Mikel Arteta has the tools to do that and he's able to do it. Do you just not rate Ange as a manager because he doesn't have a plan B? Or do you think he lacks the players? What do you think, Tony?
But he chose to spend money on Timo Werner. He chose to spend money on Timo Werner. He chose to keep Richarlison even when his career has nearly died off last season. Come on, man. He made the choices. He made the choice of actually hacking off Pape Sarr in the middle of the park. Why would you do that? And bring in Holbert, who hasn't even started a game in how many games for Tottenham Hotspur? That's brain dead zombie-ish for me, if you ask me, man. Come on, man. Holbert, when you have Pape Sarr, who could turn things dangerous in the middle of the park. Come on, man. He fluffed his lines. He's a stubborn manager. Keeps keeping that high line. That'll be his undoing next season. See, these are the problems he's going to face. He chose to bring in Timo Werner when there were other at least middle ground attackers to bring in other leagues. He could have gone for a loan deal for Vlahovic. He could have splashed the cash for Vlahovic. They would release him. He's not really, scoring lots of goals for Juventus anyway. But he chose to bring Timo Werner. He chose to keep Richarlison down there. There's no help for Son. Son can't do it alone. Son can't even give you 25, 27 goals in a season. He's a decent striker, but he can't give you 27 goals in a season these days anyway. I don't know. No plan B in your defense. If Van der Ven goes to sleep, their goalkeeper is looking shaky these days. Even if it was, I rate him as a very, very good goalkeeper, but he's looking shaky. Of some sort. Udogie out of the game. Pape Sarr, threw him out of the game. Why? Pape Sarr has been one of your most trusted soldiers in the midfield this season. And why is it that in the North London Derby, of all games, you decide to just sideline him? And again, all the whole players that were sidetracked to Maddison were all giving the ball away. Holbert giving the ball away, left, right, and center. Bentancur giving the ball away, left, right, and center. How will Maddison, because Maddison got lots of stick for not, showing up in that matchup, but how did every other player around him perform at the end of the day? They were all giving the balls away. No true passes to Maddison. Maddison couldn't get chances, shots on goals. He couldn't actually be in that standpoint of actually influencing the game. It's a horrible show, despite them having 68% of the ball possession. It was all crazy, man. Arsenal took their chances. The other team didn't. We give them the goals. Declan Rice hitting the balls of one of their player. I don't
Davies.
know. You know, hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
But he literally hit his balls. Let's say the truth. Hit his balls. You know,
it's just a fact. It's just a fact.
Let's say the truth, man.
Yeah.
It's a fact. He hit his balls. David Raya gifting up. Those goals were gifted to Tottenham Hotspurs. It could have remained 3-0. But again, that's that's Arsenal for you. We always put ourselves into this heavy situations when the pressure is down. But again, I don't have no problem with those 2 goals we gifted to them. It's a high-pressured match. It's a North London derby. There's pressure everywhere. Probably Declan Rice was crumbling under the pressure at that time.
Yeah, we've seen that
again,
before.
we got the job done. Yeah, we got the job done.
Yeah, you lot did the business.
That, man. We got the job done. We got the job done.
Do you think with different personnel, Postecoglou could have approached that game differently and not put up a high line against one of the best attacks in the Prem? I really want to hear what Flawless has to say.
He's a stubborn manager.
I think
he's a stubborn manager. Even if he has a different personnel, he's going to do the same thing.
Yeah, as much as he was at fault, Spurs were just flat, which is surprising for a North London derby. You would expect them to give the crowd something to cheer about, and it didn't have, because the North London derby is one of the most fiercest contested derbies that I can remember. It's up there with the Merseyside derby in the Premier League as in regards to it's always high energy, it's always high pace, always high intensity. I don't remember, I think H mentioned this in the chat, I don't think there was a booking until like the 70th or 80th minute or something like that, which is surprising in the North London derby. It was late. I don't remember anybody flying into a challenge. I don't remember anybody squaring up to anybody. I don't remember anybody pulling anybody's shirt. I don't remember.
No, there was square up. A little bit of a square up from Benjamin White. He was pushing a lot of players. Benjamin White was bullying players out there, man. Maybe not the way you would look at it, like
you see what I'm talking about.
Was pushing players, was bullying players.
But I watched the game and don't even remember. Yeah, you're gonna have that, but I'm talking about the aggression from it. There wasn't any point where the referee had to intervene. How is the referee not really having to referee a North London derby? Bear in mind it's at Spurs, and they gave away some sloppy goals, like the set pieces. Anytime you concede from set pieces, I'm looking at you funny. Shouldn't be conceding for even the goal that Saka scored. Ben Davies makes the mistake. He runs back. If he runs back but towards the side Saka's on, he doesn't give Havertz all that space to hit. And then Saka probably doesn't score. But again, these are just basics. Don't get mistaken. Arsenal thoroughly deserve to be in the lead. But yeah, it was flat. Yeah, 77th minute. I bet that's a record in the North London derby. Guarantee you that's a record. I couldn't believe it. It was just a lack of aggression. And I can't put that on the manager. Let's say Postecoglou wasn't motivational in the changing room, which I find hard to believe that he wasn't. But let's say he wasn't and didn't set them up to be aggressive. It's a North London derby. Put your foot in on somebody. I'm not saying go out there and injure players, but leave a mark, because you know what will happen if I don't know if Ben White picks up the ball and Richarlison just crashes into him, the crowd's gonna erupt in the first 2 minutes. Get the crowd, and they gave the crowd nothing to cheer whatsoever, which was the most surprising thing. So I don't look at it really from a tactical standpoint. More it's the mentality, and they never made Arsenal uncomfortable. And even in the second half, you lot gifted them the goals. Raya gifted that goal to Romero. And they had their chances, but it were few and far between. Son should score, 100%. Son should score that. I can't remember what the score line was at that point, but the one he put over the bar, he should score. Romero hit the post. I think he should have scored that, and his reaction tells you that. But like I said, their goals that they got, you gifted them. Declan Rice just kicking the man, and Raya thought that he was playing in white. Let's say those two things don't happen, and it's just really strange, because I've never seen that before. Like maybe a Spurs fan in the chat, or maybe an Arsenal fan in the chat who would have watched more North London derbies than me, remember one being that. I never remember one being that. Even when they were worse and you lot were like, the gap was bigger, the game was still a game.
Yeah.
Same way Liverpool always give Everton a game. I mean, Everton always give Liverpool a game regardless. That closes the gap. So yeah, that was the most surprising thing, because I enjoyed the North London derby. But go on.
Well, I think they did miss some certain kind of entities in that North London derby. Again, we're also forgetting that Kane has left that football club. That leaves a very, very big gap in that not London fierce rivalry. You know, of course, he was their captain. Of course, he understood what it means to be in a not London derby. He understands all this stuff, coupled with the fact that he has also been an Arsenal fan. So, you know, maybe it just lost his taste just a little bit. But again, I still do think that they missed one of their most important player on the pitch, and that guy is Udogie. See, yeah, I know I might be a rival. I know that I might really hate Tottenham Sports. I know that I think that Tottenham is shit, but sometimes you have to call a spade, and you have to speak the truth. Even if you're on trial, just speak the truth. Udogie is one player that, you know, I really, really do admire. You know, he's a very, very physical player, very fast, and he could turn nasty for any player on that right-hand side because he's really that good. He's really that good. You know, I just really feel like he's one of the
Udogie's definitely a big miss for them. Udogie's a miss.
Yeah,
I think they had enough in the team. I think they had enough in the team to beat us at home. To be honest with you, I think they had enough.
David, but
I think they had enough to give you a game.
Albert doesn't really have what it takes in the middle of the park again.
Well, let's take a look at it though.
Stronger was on the bench.
Let's take a look at it though, Tony, because
he came back from injury. He hasn't been the same.
They had it. You'll know. You're exactly right about Madison. What I'm saying is that I think that if you're comparing the return fixture against this fixture, like it's night and day. So a lot of people are going to say, "Oh yeah, TJ, you know, they beat us with that same lineup before." Well, yeah, they beat us sans Udogie. Like I think they played pretty much the same starting 11. Sans like Timo Werner, switch out Timo Werner and Richarlison. But you got to remember what we played with in the first game too. We had Fabio Vieira. We had Fabio Vieira in the midfield and Eddie Nketiah leading the line. Okay, Declan Rice freaking left the game at halftime, and Jorginho mailed them the draw. So it's but what I would say is though, if you see how much these Spurs fans rate their starting 11. Or at least we're rating it at the beginning of the season, you would have thought these guys were going to win the Prem. Like people don't forget. Like I don't forget when people send me screenshots of Tottenham Hotspur at the top of the league in October. I'll never forget that as long as I live. That's like Cecil from AFTV during Christmas, like having a printed shirt of the league table with Arsenal on top of it. I think it's even worse than that, honestly. But without getting too distracted, I mean, I just think. You know, it's a North London derby. Apparently, form is supposed to go out the window. Quality is supposed to rise to the top, and quality rose to the top. We have the better quality, but form didn't go out the window. You got to look at Basuma. You got to look at Højbjerg. You got to look at these players that they have that they've been bigging up for the last 12 months. Bentancur, anonymous. Heung-min Son, anonymous. Yeah. Like they just had an awful game. The only and Flawless. I went back and watched the game. You're right. Kulu was their only player. Kulu and Romero were their only two players that could walk out of that stadium with their heads held high, saying, "You know what? I tried." The rest of the team was garbage.
Yeah, and it's from an application standpoint because, like, do I think whether they had enough to beat them, whether they had enough to beat you lot is a whole different conversation. But they had enough to make it uncomfortable. It was just an era of comfort. There was an air of comfort, I should say, which is rare. Especially in a North London derby away for us. And also you could say, yeah, we were comfortable for the vast majority of that. It was just very strange. I did not expect that game to go. The result didn't surprise me. The manner in which how the result came about surprised me. Before we continue, though, you lot run up the likes, people. Run up the likes. Big up to Lahali in the chats. Big up Flawless and the panel as well. Shout out to my days. Don't worry, man. I'm gonna send Vader the link shortly because we're gonna get his thoughts.
Get him on here since he's apparently the expert on Arsenal.
What is Vader saying in the chat?
I have to deal with this guy. I have to deal with this guy for one show a week. Now he's making it so I have to deal with him twice. And
this pisses me off. It gets to my skin.
I can't get away from this guy. I thought Canadians were supposed to be nice, non-bothersome people. This guy is on every show that I'm on. I swear.
not nice.
Firstly, shout out
That's
to all the
not
Canadians
nice.
watching, because that's one of our biggest demographics. So shout out to all the Canadians watching.
Oh, okay, then fine. Big up the Canadians. Go Avs. But anyway,
That's not nice.
third on that list.
Arsenal won the game. He's saying, hold on, Flawless. He says Arsenal won the game, but it wasn't something to
I'm
hype
telling you,
about.
bro.
Relax
These
the
words
overhanded PR.
get to me.
You know what?
I like Vader.
I can't wait for
love
Vader.
Vader. But
I can't wait for
Jesus
Vader to
Christ,
get on
these
here.
words get to me, man.
I know. I can't wait for him to come on here. I hope he can come on here.
Oof, God, man.
Because this guy was big. This guy was saying,
as well.
Yeah, send him the link. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I've sent him a link. He's got it now. It's all good. He's got the link. I was just going to say big up to Jaron. Says big up Flawless every time. Lee said he'll raid you in a bit. If you're still here, Jaron, tell Lee Gunner I said big up, much appreciated, much love if you are still here. But run up the likes, people. Veta will be arriving soon. But run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to TJ's channel. Make sure you subscribe to Tony's channel as well. But Tony, let me ask you, man, you are top of the league. You are chasing down Veta. Well, you're currently ahead of Veta's team, Manchester City. But you are in the lead, having played a game more. Are the stars aligning for Arsenal, though? Because you are currently top of the league. What are you saying?
See, I know that was a strategic question for you to click me up more. But see,
how am I
see, the proof in the oh my days. See, bro, you know you like doing these things to me, but still, we're top of the league.
What did I do?
Guys,
why do I get blamed for what you say?
Yeah, hey, Flawless, how dare you ask a question?
He just wants to clip me up. But see, guys,
I
know he's doing it. I know he's doing it. He does this. He does this. But see, guys, see, the proof is in the pudding. We're top of the league right now. Whether we like it or not, City have to go beat Tottenham Hotspurs in the penultimate game of the season. They have to do that. And Spurs have to try to win that game, because I still do think that Aston Villa might just pick them to that Champions League spot if they're not careful. So they do have something to fight for at the end of the day. They do have to win that game against City. They do have to pick up a point. Even if not to win City, they do have to pick up a point. They still have tough games coming up. So, every game for them right now is a chance to consolidate that spot for Champions League spaces. Don't forget Manchester United and the weight they carry. They're just about 6-7 points away from Tottenham Hotspurs. If Manchester United go and win their next 2 games, see, bar Arsenal, they still have about 4 or 5 more games. If they do win those matches, bar Arsenal, 2 more games, that's close to the spot where Tottenham Hotspur is. Just 1 point to be separating them. See, Tottenham Hotspur fans, look at me and tell me that this Premier League won't favor Manchester United before they favor you getting that Champions League spot. Just tell me why won't Manchester United be favored to get that Champions League spot that Tottenham Hotspur? So they need to fight for that position. They need to get that point against City. It's a big must. So it's gonna get spicy. You know what? See, guys, it's gonna get spicy in the next coming weeks, because Manchester United have to go and fight off David Moyes' West Ham. See, David Moyes isn't a really, really big fan of Pep Guardiola. He has his golden child, his golden boy, Mikel Arteta, going up for the title. Do you think he's gonna, look at Pep and say, "Pep, take the title"? No, he's gonna help his boy out. He's gonna, make sure that he fires on all cylinders. Kind of like, put up a defensive unit to actually stifle and negate what Manchester City will bring to the table. So that's a legitimate one. Don't forget that beating Fulham at Craven Cottage this season it's a Hawkling task. Even Arsenal couldn't even do it. I really think that there will be, a big force down there. There would be a revolt down there at Craven Cottage. Let's see what's going to happen. These teams want to jostle for points. Let's see what's going to happen at Craven Cottage. I still think points will still be dropped. The one against
you think City would hold up. You think City will drop points, Tony?
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. Literally, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just clarifying. Okay, so do you think Arsenal will win the league? So do you think Arsenal will win the league?
Bro, we're going to Old Trafford. See, that's a different topic. We're going to Old Trafford to slack you up. So that's the one you should be clipping up. That's the one you should be clipping up. These guys, man. Are you serious? We're going to Old Trafford to clip you guys up, beat you guys up,
Yo,
smash you guys
Oh
up.
my God, we're not even there. It's not even.
Bro.
We gotta beat. Let's beat Bournemouth first. Let's beat Bournemouth first.
Oh, TJ, look me in the eye and tell me that Bournemouth will get smashed up by 6
I'll
goals.
tell you this, Tony.
5
I'll
goals
tell
to
you
1.
this. I'll tell you
Look at
this.
me.
There's been several times. There's been several times where I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning to start a watch along to watch this club, and they lose to Everton 1-0. Okay, like this club invents new ways to break my heart, dude. Let's get past. Let's get past. Bournemouth first. But I do agree with Tony, though. I agree with Tony to a point, though. Let me get this in. Let me get this in.
This
Let me get this in, Tony. Hold on.
Couldn't beat Burnley. TJ. See, there's an extent to which we do this.
Yeah, but they beat the Man United. They beat the Man United. You're bigging up 3-0 at home.
Burnley. Come on, bro. The scrub of the league. Come on, man. TJ, don't do this, man. Don't do this.
No, here's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to agree with you to a point. I'm going to agree to you to a point, Tony. Hold
Burnley,
on.
man. Come
Tony,
on,
hold on, Tony. I've said this several times. There are two. I'm going to go ahead and name the two most important games of the Premier League season. Big up to everybody that's rated over from Lee Gunner's channel, by the way. You want to call that out?
Oh,
big
yeah,
ups, Donald Collin, big ups, AJ, big ups, everyone. Spoody,
I'm just trying to
BX
find this
good
laptop
too from my channel. Big ups to you. Ateta Doubt, big ups, Andy, big ups.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Yeah, go on.
I don't mean to play spoiler alert, but there are two matches that will determine the title. It's Fulham away for Man City, and it's United away for Arsenal. That's it. I don't see any other teams, and I don't see any other teams or any other fixtures where Man City drop points. I don't see it.
Speaking of Manchester City, like Vay is in the building. Yes, Vay.
no.
What are you telling me, family?
Oh,
what are you saying, family?
no.
What are you
Listen
saying?
to TJ. Oh, no. Tony, it's that time. Stop shaking your head, Tony. Tony, it's that time. I had to make an appearance.
Dude, I have to deal with this guy enough.
Listen, I had to.
Oh my days, man. Oh,
let me put
out
the
of
weight
here.
down.
He has the weight belt.
He gets to my skin. He gets to my skin.
Listen.
I love this guy, but it gets to my skin. It's like
workout.
a dagger. It's like an arrow.
It was workout time, Tony. Workout time. I had to put Sarcasm City TV on in the background while I had to get my gains, and I had to hear all of this.
Hey, I have a question.
Nonsense.
Vader, how good of a workout did you did when you were doing this the entire time? I know guys like you at the gym. You're out there freaking just hate tweeting in the chat. You're not lifting anything. The only thing you're lifting is your phone to talk shit in the chat.
TJ, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay, all right, Vader. I gotta watch how I talk to Vader. I see a lot of
it's all those bro. It's all those push-ups you do in the waffle cell on Mondays.
Facts, but listen, look,
before you go again, big up to Lee Gunner, everyone who's joined over from the raid. Big up to my Don Eli as well. Says big up people. Hope my mom's blessed a brother with a dub to my birthday tonight. Happy birthday, Eli. Hey, I need happy birthdays in the chat for my Don Eli people. That's family right there. I need happy birthdays in the chat.
God bless you, Eli. God bless you, man. You're a real brother.
Love Eli every single
God
time,
bless
man.
you, Eli.
Love every single time. And that being said, over on the playback right now, Sheik is holding down Boston Celtics Miami Heat Game 5. So if you want to get over to the playback to watch that, I'll have both on people. Head over to the playback right now. But yeah, go on, Vader. Carry on.
Right. Listen, I'm not here to bust anything up.
You on mute, Vader?
Oh,
there we go. Yeah.
Okay.
No, he's good.
Vader, nice to see you, by the way. Big ups to you. You know, it's love all the time.
Always blessed. And that's why I tune in. I told Flawless last night, I was like, I got notifications on, high alert. I want to see who's on Sarcasm City TV to hear what kind of facts or nonsense gets talked about. Now, I'm not going to be long, and I'm just, again, I don't want to interrupt. I love your show. I love what you guys do.
Not true. You're going to be long.
I'm not going to be long. Listen,
okay.
TJ, Tony,
I'm listening, Vader.
Credit to the win. 100%. I know London, your London turf wars, they're important to you guys. They're problematic. You guys want to win those turf wars, and I get it. But don't overgas it. Don't overhype it. Don't do this. Come on, man. Like I had to say this. Listen, and Book of Eli, another year around the sun. Bless. Another year older. That's beautiful. Now, guys, I've been hearing it all season from you guys. You guys have been telling me Spurs aren't that good. You guys have been telling me all of this for the entire season. Tony, why are you shaking your head? You've been telling me that they're bummy. TJ's been cussing out Jacob, saying, stop talking about Spurs. You guys are trash. But then you have this win. And you want to talk about how you guys were doing all of this, all of that. You had control. What they had, you were in second gear.
We literally said we didn't have control, but we defended well.
You defended well against Spurs, who are bummy. What are you bragging about? Defending well against them.
Vader.
I understand.
You haven't scored a goal at their new stadium.
We can talk about them.
What are you talking about?
In the upcoming weeks. But let's not do what Arsenal like to do and do deflections. That's how you guys score and get goals against me. Let's not do deflections right now. Let's focus on this game versus Spurs.
Hey, Vader. I hate to say it. They all count the same.
I know, but now's not the time to deflect. Now's the time to talk about this game versus Spurs. Now, they literally gifted you a header. They scored an own goal, and it was a header. You guys shouldn't take credit for that. Please don't do that. That's shameless. Don't take credit.
I never took credit for that.
Gifted.
Great
sounds
cross in by Declan Rice, by the way.
That sounds insulting.
Guys, wait.
Explain.
Guys, wait. Yeah. Veta, that sounds insulting. That's an insult on what Arsenal have done this season from set pieces. Arsenal is the highest.
This is like a mirror match.
Goal scorers with set pieces this season. Why are you? And this is the problem I have with you and you Manchester City fans. You know how to water down people's improvement. It's not an achievement; it's an improvement. You know how to water it down. Arsenal is the highest goal scorers with set pieces this season. Even your team can step up to us with set pieces this season. You can't deny that our set piece coach is the best in the league. You can't deny it is the best in Europe right now, the way it seems. And we're scoring goals from set pieces this season, left, right, and center, away from home, making these fans here from, of course, rival teams' home ground leave their stadiums just for scoring goals from set pieces. I.e. West Ham United, what we did to Sheffield, scoring all those goals, from set pieces. And you're out here telling me that goal that Hobert scored through an own goal, through a pressure from a set piece from Arsenal, who have actually scored through set pieces as the highest goal scorers through that process in the league this season, it's actually by luck. Veta, come on, man. It's exhausted. There ought to be a time when, even the Bible declares that there's a season for everything. I'm a Bible-believing guy. Yeah, I don't know about you. I believe in God. But there's always a time. There's always a time. There's
invoking
old JC. Do this, bro. There's always a time to do this. Don't do this, brother. Don't do this, man. There's always a time to do it. And TJ, I don't know if you agree with me, but Arsenal have been firing all cylinders from set pieces. How dare Veta coming down here and water that down? How can you say that was a lucky goal? It's not. It's not.
No, I think Spurs are the easiest team. Well, one of the easiest teams in the Premier League to get at via set pieces because they've conceded some of the most goals in set pieces as well. Their set piece coach needs to start learning Chinese because he's going to get fired. This guy is done out here, or he should be. The fact that we read and I'll let Vader talk here in a minute. But another thing is, it's like we went in there and did the job, Vader. Like, you can't deny that. I'm not bigging up Spurs to be these world beaters. I'm not doing that. But their fan base did at certain points of the season, or at least that's what Jacob said while he was yelling at me in a profanity laced rant every Monday for the last 9 months. All I'm saying is look. Spurs Tony's right. They were there to be taken during set pieces. Get in Vicario's face, put a ball in there. Either a Spurs player will put it in there, Romero or Højbjerg, or one of our guys will get head on it, as you saw with Kai Havertz. So, I mean, Tony is spitting facts, but Vader, look, the reason we're gassed about this is because we are seeing results that we have not seen before. We have not beaten Tottenham away 2 times in a row since the 1980s. Like, that's a big deal for us.
Talk to him.
And whether or not, and here's the thing, is whether or not we win the league in this context, yeah, obviously it's important because, at the end of the day, we're probably not going to have enough. And I would love to talk to you about that. I hope you can stick around just a little bit longer. But I seriously think, like, why we're getting so gassed about it is because 2 years ago, we were losing 3-0 to them at their gaff. 3-0. And now we've beaten them twice, 2-0, or now we've beaten them 3-2 and 2-0 2 years in a row. So, I mean, I think we're more ecstatic about the result, whether, as opposed to, oh yeah, they're shit, we're not. You know what I mean? It's purely a numbers thing, in my opinion. I mean, you'd be thrilled if United beat them, right? I don't know what's going on with your mic, but you're on. Something's messed up. Okay.
You're mute.
Yeah.
You're mute.
Yeah, he has to switch something out.
But
yeah, no, that's my whole point on it. And one thing that I was gonna say before Vader came on, and big up Vader, I hope he can respond to this too, is that there are 2 matches, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, big up the chat, by the way. 2 matches that are going to determine this season. It's Manchester City visiting Craven Cottage, and it's Arsenal visiting Old Trafford. That's it. Those are the stumbling blocks for both of those clubs. You cannot tell me anywhere else that Manchester City is going to drop points. They're not dropping points against this Tottenham Hotspur team. I'm sorry. They're not doing it. And refuses to change the way he plays. He's going to get screwed. He's going to get turned over 3 or 4-1 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Like, that's just the way it is. Don't look past Wolves. Trust me. I hope you're right, but I'm looking past Wolves because look at where Wolves are. But the reason I have so much faith in Fulham is because of their record against top 6 teams this season. They will fight tooth and nail to not get embarrassed by these guys. Yeah, and Gary O'Neill already got a W over Pep. That's fine. That was at home. They're going to Manchester City this weekend. It's completely different. Completely and that was back in 2023. I remember that was their first loss of the season. So, talking about right now, in my opinion, is irrelevant. I think that it's a completely new season for Manchester City because I think as soon as the calendar slips from 23 to 24 or 24 to 25, as soon as January comes around, Manchester City aren't losing. They'll draw, but they're not losing. So that's why I'm saying this is Fulham is the biggest chance that Arsenal have to win the title, and then we have to win out. We cannot beat ourselves at Old Trafford again. We cannot do some scummy 1-1 draw against Bournemouth. We can't do it. We have to win every game. So go ahead.
TJ, I hear you. We have to win. TJC, I hear you. We have to win every game. But again, even if I do believe that City can go the whole season on, at least with the remaining games unbeaten, I still believe that there's still some teams that can actually, lay claim to a point or so from them. Of course, you just dismissed Tottenham Hotspurs. Mind you, Tottenham are at home in that matchup. They're not going now. Yeah. It's not an away game. It's at home. And trust me, in your last home game, you definitely want to show up. You definitely want to be there because definitely you don't know if Postecoglou is trying to bring in new players, new recruits. That's the last home game to actually show yourself, put a decent account of yourself before the manager thinks of his final recruiting plans at the end of the season. So you need to put yourself out there. I think the players will be up for it, to be very sincere with you. And mind you, they still have that Champions League spot to cement. So I don't really think that it's a giveaway game. They have to fight for that position. And if they don't cement it, Aston Villa is there and they will take that position. Throw that all away. See, remember Wolves beat them at the Molineux. Good. of course, they're gonna go down to Manchester City's home. But again, Wolves still have players that could literally hurt them. If it comes to that, Lemina could still hurt them. See, Pedro could still hit them. They have players that could actually, put in a challenge, cost something. I'm not saying it's going to be definite, that's going to be a win or it's going to be a draw, but they could, put their legs into a few tackles here and there and get something up and running. Yeah. Even if that doesn't stick, Craven Cottage is a very difficult place this season for people to go and just get some points from. That's a potential banana skin game for them at Craven Cottage. Arsenal went down there, TJ, I need not remind you what we saw down there. Although I do agree that, our team wasn't really a unit like we are in the second half of the season. But again, man, going down to Craven Cottage, it's a very difficult place to go and pick up points. Talk to the traditional top 6 this season that have gone down there and smelt the rod of Fulham this season. But again, throw that all away. How about West Ham? We have the golden boy, who's now the coach of Arsenal Football Club, the golden boy of
man, winning that Fulham 8 for everybody, man. I hear you. I get you.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, the golden boy of Everton when David Moyes was the manager down there. So Mikel Arteta, how about him doing a favor for us in that final game of the season when they square up against Manchester City? He's not going to sit down and just, have a chitty-chatty with Pep Guardiola. Of course, he wants his boy to win it. Come on.
I have a question. For Vader. If that's cool, I have a question for Vader.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, because he was gone when I was talking about this. So, do you drop points at any point, Vader? Are there games that you are looking at being like, what, that's going to be a hard game? And I'm not talking about Luton Town. I'm talking about like somebody that you're playing on the way out of the season here. Like you obviously got Wolves, you got Chelsea, you got Spurs, and you have
my next game, and I'll tell you, I'm home versus Wolves.
Yeah,
I'm away versus Fulham.
Yeah,
I'm away versus Spurs, and I'm home on the last day versus West Ham.
West Ham, that's right. Sorry,
no, it's all good. Now, do I draw points? It's possible, extremely possible. I listen to Tony. It's possible for me to draw points, but. What's possible and what will happen? No, much respect, Wallace. I mean, it is possible. I don't know what you would say the probability is, but all those things are possible. Tony is absolutely.
I got one.
Right.
It's slim to none. That's the possibility.
Slim to none is the possibility. Now, what I would say though, TJ, is I'd be surprised if City dropped points before Arsenal dropped points. I think. Like last season, and Tony likes to do this history thing. He likes to look at past performances. Last season, we were ruthless. We were on target, not flinching, and we didn't drop points until you guys dropped points. Tony, you want to talk about making fans leave stands? I remember your exodus. It was like an evacuation. Like there was. I'm not going to say this, but like that there was a threat.
Oh, come on, say it.
No, I don't want to. I mean,
that was something wild. Yeah.
It's like there was a threat. The exodus out of your stands in that Brighton game was crazy, Tony. And this was when you guys were in the midst of winning this, trying to win it last season. So I get it, and I agree with you. I've seen players evolve. I've seen your manager evolve. I'm waiting to see whether your fan base evolves. But if you guys drop points first, that's when we drop points. Just like last season. We waited until you guys dropped points and the league was secure, and then we dropped points to Brentford.
But let me ask Tony a question, because Tony made something clear, because he said City will drop points. So, Tony, my question to you is, what game do you think City will drop points? Spurs.
It's very simple. Spurs. I think Spurs is gonna, they want to cement their place for Champions League. Who doesn't want to get to Champions League places at this time? So of course they have something to fight for. So
are they fighting harder than when they?
Okay. So wait, let me ask you a question, Tony. So Tony, let's say hypothetically, which is not out of the realms of possibility. Let's say mathematically, Spurs can't get top 4 by the time they play City. Does that change your mind on that game?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It
All right.
does.
I'm
Because
just
they have
asking.
to be fighting for something.
Okay. First.
Yeah, they have
Where-
to be fighting for something. Yeah, because what I'm basing the whole hypothesis about is that the Tottenham Hotspurs will have to fight to cement their position in top 4 this season and get that final Champions League slot. Mind you, in Italy, I think they'll be getting, because I don't know, some team progressed in the Champions League this season or something like that. So I think Italy will be taking that final extra spot or something like that. So it becomes a big fight for this Champions League spot in England down here. So they will definitely
Tony,
want to cement their
were
place
Spurs
in
fighting
top
for
4
anything this
season.
past Sunday?
So that's why those points become.
Of course they were.
No, but
What kind of fight did you see? What kind
We're
of
better
fight?
than them.
Did you-
It's left for you. It's left for you. It's left for you, Veta, to go prove that you're better than, that you're better right now than Tottenham Hotspurs.
You still
For
think I
some
need
reason,
to
I
prove
just
that
really
I'm
feel
better
that they're
than
your bookie
Spurs?
team. No. Listen to me. I feel that they are your boogie team. That's what I said. I didn't say that.
I'll say one further, because I've just checked. So I've just checked the points. Yeah, so I've just checked the points difference in the games. So currently Spurs are 7 points behind Villa, but have 2 games in hand. But bear in mind, Spurs travel to Chelsea today. They play Liverpool on the weekend, also play Manchester City, and they play Burnley before they play City. So I would say they'll probably be out of the race for 4th by the time they play Manchester City, in my opinion. Because I don't think they beat Chelsea. I don't think they beat Liverpool. They'll beat Burnley. But I think it'll be out of their hands by the time it gets to Manchester City. I think top 4 will be gone for them, personally. I think they'll be cemented in 5th. That's just me. But we will see.
Tony, and the disappointment, you can't hide it. It's all over your face after Flawless gave you that information. And I'm gonna let you know that this title race has been one of the best in years. It has been one of the best in years.
Hey man,
and
Black Pep, I'm telling you.
We've got to see. I mean, there's still games to be played. I got a game in hand. So you guys are top of the league, but I do have a game in hand. I don't know if you operate this way, Tony. I don't know if you've been giving yourself the copium saying you are top of the league, even though you know that City are a game in hand, or if you're just moving through like, I just get the points as I get them. I'm not really looking at myself as top of the league, because I know had City played their game, they're possibly above us. But that's all to be dealt with when we do play Spurs. I'm just going to say this. It's not easy wearing this crown. It's not easy trying to defend.
God, here we go.
What did I say, TJ? What do you mean? Here we go.
Heavy as the head. That where's the crown?
It's difficult, TJ. Honestly, and Tony.
When you get humbled, I'm gonna be the worst. I'm gonna be the worst person for you to be around. When you get humbled, do not come on the internet.
When that time comes, rightfully so. I know that things are cycles. I know that I can't be king. I can't be sitting on this throne forever. I know there's a time when there's going to be a new upstart that's going to take this away from me. But until then, I will rule this. Rule England. I will rule the Prem. Now, I got 4 games to play. You guys got 3 games to play. Tony believes I'm dropping points, and he might be right. But Tony, do you honestly believe that you're not dropping points? Do you honestly believe that your club will not
They
drop
winning all their
points?
games. They come into Old Trafford, and what did he say? Did you say slapping us up? What did you say, Tony? Clipping us up? What did you say?
No.
When you
I
come to
said
Old
we're
Trafford?
gonna
What was
smash.
the bar?
We're gonna smash. See, read my lips.
Smash.
Read my lips, Flawless.
Got
Yeah,
you.
we're gonna smash
Got
you.
you. God.
We're gonna smash
Say
you
that
up.
again.
Yeah, exactly. At Old Trafford. That's what I think. We are gonna smash you up at Old Trafford. How about that? You can clip that.
Okay.
Wow.
It's
I
been
was more
clipped today.
scared.
The sarcasm
No.
TV
But again, but see, yeah, there are more. See, there are bases for me saying that, because the 2 games everyone said that Arsenal was going to drop points was against Chelsea. They looked at it as a potential banana skin game for us. Suddenly, Arsenal beat Chelsea Football Club and our biggest London rivals in the same week. And then everyone is now acting as if 2-3 weeks ago they never said that this is a potential banana skin games. And it's the hypocrisy that gets me all riled up down here. Literally 2 weeks ago, all the whole rivals were saying that we're gonna drop points. See, guys in the chat, I'm not an overly positive kind of guy. I want Arteta out. That's a fact. But see, the
Wow.
proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding.
I thought you
If
dropped
Arsenal
points
is-
against Spurs.
Exactly.
They
That's what I'm
almost
saying.
did.
Yeah,
They almost
right.
did.
We
Yeah, you're
know,
right.
we
I'm
know,
admitting-
we know, Flawless.
Many-
We know, Flawless. You're a Spurs fan. We know.
Okay.
But many people did. So why is it right now that people are now acting? People are now acting online as if they didn't look at this Chelsea and Tottenham game as potential banana skin games for Arsenal to drop points. That's all I'm saying. And we passed those tests. Who's Old Trafford to hold me down? Last time I checked, players have to come, step up to us, and play against us. If I can go to the home of my biggest, fiercest rivals in London and beat them up, smack them up at White Hart Lane, what makes Old Trafford such a big fortress that I can't go there and beat them by 2
How
goals
are
to
you
nil?
describing
2
that
goals
as
to 1.
smacking them up, though? Like,
No, we just let him go. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let him go. Go on, carry on, Tony. Carry on.
overhyping.
Oh,
is
you
crazy.
done? Oh, can I respond?
No, it's not. But it's not about overhyping. Yeah, see, any win above 2-1, any win above 2-1. That's in potentially what I'm saying is 3-1, 4-2 is smacking Manchester United up. Because we're going to Old Trafford. I still respect that zone. So anything 3-1, 4-2 is a big smack up when you go to Old Trafford.
Okay.
Because even if this season is a shitty season for them, they've not lost by up to 4 goals this season at Old Trafford.
I'm with you on that
so
one.
if Arsenal is going down, smacking them up by 4-2, it's still smacking up by Old Trafford standards.
And I will continue to be a listener. I didn't want to intrude too much. I enjoy the show. I enjoy you, TJ, you, Tony, Flawless. You know, you got the Flawless show. So when I had to make a comment, I had to make a comment because it just seemed a little too the PR was a little too strong. You left there 3-2. You left there 3-2 and you acted like you dominated them. But hey, all you need are the results. All you need are the 3 points and you move. So I'm gonna go back and finish my workout. All right. I'm on this throne for another 4 games. We'll see whether I win this. For the sake of football, y'all know this. Arsenal fans, I know you're going to disagree. United fans, you guys disagree, but you shouldn't. For the sake of football, City needs to win this 4-peat.
No.
City
you
needs to
got
win this
to work
4-peat.
out to get back to you, my friend.
Yeah, I got to work out to get back to you.
Yeah.
Brother, but yeah,
Make sure it's just not picking up the phone over and over again.
Make sure you lot subscribe to Veta channel as well, Veta Games TV. And in regards
big ups
to
Veta, man, big ups Veta,
and shout out to Tony who stated
big ups
about.
Veta.
You know what's crazy is Tony spiel about them coming to Old Trafford and smashing us up. Sounds very familiar for his spiel when they went to the blue side of Manchester and they was going to go there and smash them up. And they didn't go that way. Of course, Manchester United are not Manchester City. That's not what I'm saying. However, like I've said before, I'll say it again. The lead up to that game, outside of it being at Old Trafford, outside the history of that game, because Arsenal have a terrible record at Old Trafford, everything is in Arsenal's favor, which adds even more pressure onto Arsenal in regards to everything is in their favor. And we've seen what happened when Liverpool came to Old Trafford and that happened. Bear in mind, we don't have to win the game. I keep stating this as well. United don't have to win that game. A draw is sufficient for us because we ain't fighting for nothing. Whereas a draw is the end of the world for them. And that's what that game will finish, is a draw. Like the same way the Liverpool games. I said we won't lose both of them.
Flawless, you totally thrown out of the window. Yeah, that Arsenal isn't Liverpool FC. Arsenal isn't Liverpool FC, who came down to Old Trafford to draw. Yeah, we're not Liverpool. And again, we've shown this season that we. I get that, but again, we've shown this season that we are Liverpool.
United didn't try to win, but Liverpool did.
No, we tried to win. We just shit.
I get that. I get that, but they didn't take their chances. They didn't take their chances.
They fooled me then.
And again, Arsenal is a more clinical team this season than Liverpool ever will be this season. Because in the grand scheme of things, TJ, we've scored 85 goals. We're the highest goal scorers. We've conceded less with 26 goals this season, man. See, it's not about hype up. Those are facts. And I think we're more clinical. Personally, I do think that at Old Trafford, they will find it, very, very hard to keep Kai Havertz quiet. I don't really see Maguire.
Oh
I
boy.
don't see Maguire
Man use
keeping
Havertz, you
Havertz
know.
quiet,
All the
man.
play,
It's
all
so
the
awkward
ballers
for
he's
them.
got,
It's
and
so
you choose
awkward for them.
Havertz.
It's so
Okay.
awkward for them. And see,
Yo.
pull up what Sunshine FC said. She said something, maybe like I forgot something. There was something she
Where?
posted.
What was it?
That
Did you
last
forget
one.
the game at the Emirates?
This one.
Yeah.
This coming.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Now, Sunshine FC, it's very simple. When you came down to the end, yeah, I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this
Okay.
one. So, see, Sunshine FC seems like you've totally forgotten the background to that story. When you came down to the Emirates, you've totally forgotten. You've thrown out the window that was the first half of the season. Arsenal weren't playing as a dominating unit at that point. You all knew what happened in the second half of the season. Mikel Arteta went down to Dubai and went and got fed meat, came back. The team got transformed. Got that Arabian juice all around us, and see you guys. Yeah,
but yeah, I think people are getting mistaken. Let me
See ya,
just
guys.
clear up. Hold up, Tony. Let me just clear up a couple things in regards to Arsenal are much better than Liverpool flawless. Trust me, that's not, again, you lot are misunderstanding what I'm saying. I didn't compare Arsenal and Liverpool. What I said was, so I'll say it again. The scenario.
No, he didn't compare Arsenal and Liverpool. He did not.
No,
he did
the
not.
scenarios are the same in regards to when we played Liverpool, and I used that in the league. Everything was in their favor apart from their poor record at Old Trafford and the game being at Old Trafford. Now, when you look at Manchester United versus Arsenal, everything is also in Arsenal's favor apart from the fact, one, it's at Old Trafford, and two, Arsenal have a poor record there. So not only do Arsenal have more of the pressure on them because they're the favorites and everything's in their favor, they're also going for a league title as well. That's all I'm saying, is the scenario is exactly the same. And we've seen it before. And I say it again, pressure matters. Old Trafford is going to be rocking. For as bad as we are, and Manchester United are woeful, do not get it misunderstood. I watch Manchester United week in, week out, sometimes twice a week. Unfortunately, we are awful to watch. Old Trafford is going to be rocking. It's Manchester United versus Arsenal. That place is going to be absolutely electric. That matters. We know what's at stake in regards to the players knows what's at stake. The manager knows what's at stake. So do the fans as well. And I've said it before, and I say this again. It could be 10th versus 11th, and it's the last game. And United and Arsenal are fighting for nothing. It's always going to be electric. This game is never going to have the North London derby feel that we just seen in regards to both teams are going to be up for this and on it because it's Manchester United versus Arsenal. It's in the history of this fixture, fight. It's never a dull moment. So that's all I'm saying. And adding the fact is, Arsenal have to win. This is like Arsenal are going into this game having they have to win. A draw is not sufficient. We can draw.
We have to win.
They have to win. That's an issue. And that, do you think that don't, if it's at the Emirates, different conversation? At Emirates. I mean, if it's at the Emirates, different conversation. It's at Old Trafford. So, all right, you lot will find out and see. Pressure don't matter. We just didn't watch Arsenal go out of the Champions League to a side they're better than. They're better than Bayern Munich. Why did they go out? Pressure. No one can't sit here and tell me that Bayern Munich are a much better side than Arsenal. If I can pick one of those two sides to have, I'm taking the Arsenal side. Someone says you can manage one of these two sides. Pressure. Same way we watch what Villa did to them. Look. Same thing. Arsenal are a better side than Villa. Pressure moments matter in these situations. But you lot will see. You lot see.
I'm not disagreeing with you, which is why I'm highlighting it as one of the biggest games of the season. But just in terms of quality that we've seen Arsenal versus United, we should on paper just crush you. But that won't and we can wait to have this conversation until next week because we have to worry about Bournemouth first. And I'm not seeing past that game. Everybody, all you Arsenal fans, you can call me Mr. Negative. I've seen us drop worse matches than Bournemouth. So let's get past this one first. All I'm saying though, it's going to be a very interesting conversation next week when we come around to this fixture because I think we'll win. And I think that we have the mentality to get it over the line, but nothing that you're saying, Flawless, is incorrect. Obviously, the players are going to be up for it. The crowd is going to be up for it. It's just whether or not Arsenal shows up. I think that's the difference. Do we
Yeah,
have the
and what's up-
mentality to get it over the line?
And I agree with this because I agree with what you just said, the ending. Because What's Up says, yeah, but you said Liverpool was saying the same, and look what happened to them. Yeah, that's facts. But Liverpool couldn't beat you at home, and it took you 2 stoppage time goals to beat us at home. What are we talking about? If the best Arsenal turn up, it doesn't matter if it's rocking. If the best Liverpool side rock up, they beat us in the FA Cup and also beat us in the Premier League. Of course.
Flawless,
course they
but
do.
this is the same. But TJ and Flawless, this is the same thing. While I was just answering what Sunshine FC was conjuring up
And before
there,
you go,
I
so
said
just before you carry on, hey, so
Yeah.
What's Up? We're not Spurs. Like you lot are not.
They're
Let
not
me just
Spurs.
clarify this. I don't know how old
They're
you
not
are. What's
Spurs.
up? I don't know how old you are, but I'm guessing if you're 20, 25, 30, you've seen 2 wins at Old Trafford in your entire life. Like, just to clarify, you lot don't win here often. That matters. Records matter in the Premier League. How many times you lot won at Spurs? Whether it's at the new place or whether it's at White Hart Lane. You lot don't win at Old Trafford. Like, just to clarify, well, your last win was in lockdown. The one before that, I think it was 10 years before. You won like 3 times in the Premier League.
It was like 20. It was
That
like
matters, bro.
2012 or something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah. Because it's like, all right, cool. Bet.
see Flawless.
And before you go, Tony, and even though, let's say you
Yeah.
do win, and just to clarify this is because it's great for content create purposes, let you go quick. Even if you do beat us, you ain't winning the league because City gonna win all their games anyway. Well, go on, carry on, Tony.
Big point, big fact, Flawless. But see, Flawless, this was the same thing. What I was talking about when I was replying to Sunshine FC. Even if she doesn't want, she's dispelling the meaning of juice. You know, I'm not a clouded mind. You know, like how many of
No
the I
Kool-Aid.
could be talking about the Kool-Aid juice. I could be talking about, you know, the magical
Just
juice.
smelly
You know,
stuff.
I'm not a blood mind. You know, I'm a Christian. So see, apart from that, see, Flores, this is what I'm talking about. That was the first half of the season. We all knew that Arsenal wasn't kicking in the first half of the season. That's when we met Man United in the first half. In the second half, you can't deny it that was the time when we came back from Dubai and then we started dispatching these teams for fun. So they're playing as a unit, started scoring goals for fun. Kai Havertz had a new lease of life. Even before that first half, when we met Manchester United, Kai Havertz haven't scored up to 2 goals at that period. And right now it's in double figures. Things have transformed. Things have changed, literally like changed at that time. See, when we come to Old Trafford, this is what I'm trying to project out there. We're not playing Old Trafford. We're going out there to play players. We're going down there to play human beings. We're not playing the bricks. Of course, even if the bricks and the ceilings are leaking, the jacuzzis are old and rusty, the seats are broken, you know, the toilet is smelly with pee and shit everywhere. You know, see, you don't want me to go down that road with you. You know, we've been down that road. I don't want to get back to road.
I just want you to get to the point you're making, my friend. But go on.
You know, I don't want to go down that road, but see, Flawless. I'm not going to play the structures. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to play the structures at Old Trafford. It's not the building I'm going to play. I'm going there to face 11 men down there. That's what we're going down there to do. And Flawless, even you would justify this with me. I don't think there's any midfielders that will stand toe to toe with the midfielders Arsenal have got coming down there to Old Trafford. We have Thomas Partey, we have Declan Rice, we have.
Okay, I clarify this. If you're at your best, you win the game. If you're at your best, you win it. Yes,
literally what I'm saying.
I agree.
Come on, man.
Tony,
are you telling me?
Tony, I've not disputed that. Have I not said Arsenal are a better side than Manchester United? That's not what we're debating.
You've said that.
You've
said that.
I've not debated that. That's why I'm mentioning the fact is that adds to the pressure because you are the better side. That adds to.
But again, there was pressure against Chelsea to go there and win.
Favor.
But there was pressure to go win against Chelsea. There was pressure to win against Tottenham Hotspur.
No, there is. Yeah, of course there is, but it's not the same.
No, I get, but there was pressure to win against Tottenham Hotspur.
There was also pressure. There was also pressure against Villa. All right, there was also pressure against Villa. There was also pressure against Villa, who are better than both those sides. What happened?
Well, Villa are fighting for Champions League. We dropped the ball. I get it, but again,
exactly.
Villa is
that's the point that I'm making.
They're in top 4. They're fighting for
that's
something.
the point I'm making. Though.
Man United is not fighting for anything.
No, we're not. So that's because we're not fighting for anything.
So
Actually,
there's a
helps
clear
us
difference.
because there's no pressure.
There's a clear difference.
There's
You
no.
can pitch
All right.
Aston Villa and pitch it and fetter it to Manchester United playing us.
I'm not.
You
I was
can't
using your
compare
point
two
against
of
you.
them together.
I wasn't
Okay.
comparing. I was using your point against you because you said,
I
was
get
there
that.
not
I
pressure
get
against Chelsea? Was there not pressure against Spurs? Yes, and you delivered. There was pressure against Aston Villa, and you lot folded. Did you lot lose? Was it after going out to Bayern Munich or before that, or was it in between?
It was before.
It was in
Was it after the
between.
1-1
It's
draw?
before,
Okay,
sorry.
so yeah, so there we go. So that ties into my point. When there's pressure really on you lot, there's pressure, but there ain't no pressure against the 12th place Chelsea without Cole Palmer. Everyone had you lot as favourites to win that game. Comfortable. Spurs, I give you lot credit for. You lot did the business. 110%. You lot did the business against Spurs. Very impressive, in particular in the first half, without doubt. But coming to Old Trafford, where everything's in your favour, is a different kettle of fish. That's the point I'm making. We've watched you lot fold under pressure just recently. You folded against Bayern Munich twice, and you folded against Villa. That's what the point I make. If you're at your best, of course you win the game. But if you're at your best, you beat Aston Villa. If you're at your best, you beat Fulham. If you're at your best, you beat West Ham. If you're at your best, you beat every team you've drew or lost to, bar Manchester City, because you're the second best team in the league.
I get
What we're
that. I
talking
just
about.
want to dispel. I
You
just
can't
want to
use that logic for
dispel
anything.
this. No, I get that. I just want to dispel this thing, yeah, mostly in the charts. It's saying Old Trafford, Old Trafford. I want to dispel that. It's not Old Trafford I'm going to go play. I'm going to go play 11 men. And right now, the 11 men you've got who are human beings, not Old Trafford, yeah,
Okay.
aren't doing
So let me
quite
ask you a
well.
question.
They're not
Would
doing
the
well.
game
They're not doing well. They're not firing on all cylinders.
forget all
So
that.
why
So
should
would
I
you
fear
be
you?
So let me ask you a question then, Tony. Would you be more confident if this game was playing at the Emirates or at Old Trafford?
But again, it doesn't matter. I just beat
No,
my
no,
not
no, no,
London
no, no,
rivals
no,
at
no,
Old
we're
Trafford.
not
It
I just,
100%
bypassing that.
I,
No, no,
I, I
no.
just,
We
I
are
just
not
beat
we are
Tottenham.
not
I
we are
just
not
beat Tottenham. I
bypassing that.
just beat
We are
Tottenham.
not
I just beat
bypassing. No, no,
Tottenham
no.
like White
I don't
Hart
care. We're not
Lane.
bypassing the question. We're not bypassing the question.
No,
If this
no. But
if this
TJ,
game, if this game, no. If this game coming up in the Premier League was played at the Emirates or Old Trafford, which one would you be more confident going into?
see, but
Okay, I'll
flawless,
flip
yeah.
it. I'll flip it one more. I'll flip it. You can play God in the Premier League, and you can have this game played at the Emirates or played at Old Trafford.
I
Where
prefer
would
it
you
at
want this
home.
game
I
played?
prefer it at
Okay,
home.
why?
I've beaten it at home this
Okay,
season.
okay. Why would you want the game played at home?
It will be more comfy. I can beat you at home
Okay, but it's
confidently.
still
I've done it at home.
so it'd be more comfortable playing at home. So it's more comfortable for Arsenal
sure.
playing Manchester United at the Emirates rather than Old Trafford. So then that goes to show
Definitely.
what. Okay, so what that
Definitely.
means then? So what that means then? Old Trafford actually has an impact on the game. Then yes, if it's more
See,
comfortable.
yeah, flawless. See, flawless. Yeah, you're talking about every other structure apart from the structure of human beings playing
I'm not
at
talking about the
Old
structure.
Trafford. That's where I'm
Yeah, but
going
you
to.
just
That's where
admitted.
I'm
But
going
you just
to.
you
Why
just
why
admitted.
running
You just
round?
admitted
Why
you'd be
running
more
round
comfortable. Wait. You
external
just
stuff?
that
I'm
you just
talking of the
you just
players you
admitted
have.
that you'd be more. No, you just no. You just admitted you'd be more comfortable if the game was played at the Emirates, which means where the game is played has an impact on the match potentially. That's why if you
Good, it has
and
an impact,
TJ
but it's still
and
11
yeah,
men
of course it is.
playing. Though.
Of course it is. Of
But
course,
it's still
nobody
11
disputed
men
that.
playing.
You
Though.
arguing a point, nobody disputed. You arguing a point, nobody disputed. Nobody said it's not
Okay,
11 men
okay, good.
versus 11 men.
Then if
So
there's no
please,
dispute
so
about
please,
that,
so
and
please stop. So please
if
stop
there's no
saying that.
dispute about
Please stop
that,
saying that
and you
because
know
nobody
that I'm
said it.
better than you this season, then
And
you shouldn't.
this,
No, you
but
shouldn't.
nobody said that. Back to the point, because we ain't gaslighting and deflecting. We ain't gaslight. We are not gaslighting. Playing at
No,
Old
it's
Trafford,
not
there's a
about
difference. Because if
gaslighting.
you
No
could
one
get
has
this game
gaslit
switched, and if
anything.
TJ could have wait, let me land. No. Of course it is. Of course it is. But it is. No, it is because you make points that nobody made. Nobody said it's not 11 men versus 11 men. However, the point I'm making is whether it's you, whether it's TJ, whether it's Lee Gunnery who rated, whether it's Eli, whether it's any Arsenal fan in the chat, any Arsenal fan watching this back live after the YouTube, any Arsenal fan watching it on your channel, any Arsenal fan listening on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you are in the world, I can guarantee I ask every single one of them, hey, could you get this game switched to the Emirates? Would you switch it? Yes. Of course you would switch it. You know why? Because you're more comfortable playing at the Emirates than you are OT, even though everything is in your favor going into OT, which means, and the original point that I made was, playing at Old Trafford makes a difference. Of course it does. You know it. TJ knows it. Any Arsenal fan knows it. Any Manchester United fan knows it. That's why when I asked you the question and said, would you get this game switched if you could? You said yes, because you're a very smart and a very intelligent individual when it comes to football. Of course you'd switch it. So Old Trafford plays a part. Now, again, if you lose or draw the game, of course you'll look at your players, but you would be more comfortable with it being played at home. That's nothing out of this world to say. Of course you'd switch it. I know Hugo, but you're sensible. Any fan would switch it. What are we talking about? The same way if roles were reversed and Manchester United were going for a league title and we had to go to the Emirates to win, would I be like, let's switch it to Old Trafford? Of course we could. So all I'm saying is Old Trafford makes a difference in particular when you have a shocking record there. Tony, you were around my age.
So did Tottenham fans feel. So did Tottenham fans feel 2 weeks ago that they were impenetrable, at home. We only beat them, TJ. Can you please remind us the last time we beat them?
It's been the first season. Hold on. Yes, it was the first time that we've beaten them away 2 years in a row. Yeah, no, that is true. But here's the thing, Tony, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again.
Coming to Old Trafford. Yeah, go on.
I'll say this before and I'll say it again because I know Flawless is going to agree with me on this one. I mean, even though he's a secret Spurs fan, I think he's going to agree with me on this one. Actually, no, he's not. It's not a secret. It's not a secret. It's not a secret. He wears lily white under the red. Anyway, no. All I'm going to say is look, Tony, Man United do not beat Arsenal at Old Trafford most of the time. Arsenal beats Arsenal at Old Trafford. We let the occasion beat us. We don't let we let moments in the game beat us. If you look back at the last couple of games we played at Old Trafford, obviously I'm not counting the COVID game. Sorry, I'm not counting it. You played to an empty stadium. I don't really count that. But if you go back to the game last season, September 2nd, 2022, don't ask me how I remember that. It was a long day. I remember the foul on Odegaard on Eriksen when Martinelli broke away and scored that goal, right? The crowd went silent, but then the VAR review saw that determined that Odegaard had fouled Eriksen. After that, heads dropped. The occasion was too much for us. We dropped. Anthony scored the goal and we were done. We were cooked. That's my point. That's why I'm apprehensive about saying, yeah, we're going to smash these guys up at Old Trafford because we beat ourselves. The occasion is too much for these players historically. I'm not saying it's going to happen this time, but I'm only going off of historical context. The last time we beat them with a stadium full of players, Tony, was 2010 or 2011. I was in college. I'm old now. Look at me. I'm old. I'm defeated.
TJ, I hear you, yeah. But again, I'll just ask you a few questions to get to my point.
Sure, yeah.
Do you feel that Arsenal have grown since last season? Do you think we're putting up a more better title challenge than last season? Have we grown mentally?
We're not putting up any better of a challenge than we were last season. At this point last season, we were ahead. Or we were about to drop it. I think we dropped it at this point last season.
No. At this point, we've already dropped points already. We've already lost to, I think, Southampton or so.
We drew to Southampton.
Lost out of that position. Yeah,
are we better?
Are we better moving?
Are we better moving forward? Yes. Obviously, the team has matured.
Exactly. That's for sure. Mentally, do you think we're more better than last season? Mentally, do you think we've mentally passed some hurdles this season?
If we win,
that win against Tottenham Spurs away from home, doesn't that tweak your memory about mentality monsters?
Only if we went out
this season.
Only if we went out.
I don't want to go into other games where we've beaten City, where we've drawn with them at the Etihad.
I'm trying to answer your question.
Being a very potent team away from home.
Yeah, I'm trying to answer your question, Tony. The only way I'll say
TJ, we've shown better mentality this season. That's what I'm saying. So we're going to Manchester United. We're going to Manchester United not just as a team that's challenging from a title, but we're going there as a team that have grown from last season, that is a more better team mentality wise from last season. So I don't really think that Man United, even if they want to stop us, TJ, because they're not fighting for anything. There's no need getting into this war.
They don't need to. They don't need to.
See, TJ, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a war. And Manchester United don't want to be in grown man business when it's not their war in the first place.
Tony,
So
I'm gonna make
this lyrical warfare with us because it doesn't concern them. It's not their business. As far as I'm concerned, they don't want their rivals to win a 4P. They don't want them to win it. So to be very sincere with you, man, this war doesn't concern them. We're just going to go down there, play our football, and the best man would win. And we all know who the best team is. And I'm not putting down Manchester United. On a good day, yeah, they know how to stifle points away from better teams. I get it. But again, if you can't take my word for it, then take a Champions League winner's word for it. Take a Premiership manager's voice for it. Flawless will call him up in one of his rap songs, yeah? See, he said, and I repeat, he said after that game against Manchester United, and he said, you know what, yeah? If Manchester United play this same way against Arsenal, when Arsenal come to town, it will be a pounding. You know what, yeah? I didn't say it. Maybe you didn't use the word pounding, but anyway, you know,
Tony, can I answer one of your 20 questions?
You know what, yeah?
Big up, but hold on, I got to address some of the things that you're saying.
Come on, man.
I got to
Take
address
a
some of the
Champions
things.
League winner's word for it. Take a winner of the Premiership for it. My word doesn't count. The Champions League winner's word count.
The thing is, before you go,
manager's words
Tony,
count.
Tony, again,
So you don't
Tony,
need to
you argue,
believe
you,
why
Tony,
don't you
again,
believe
you
a
argue,
manager
again, you,
won the
Tony,
Champions
you
League?
arguing. Oh, Tony, hold up, you arguing points nobody's made. Nobody disagrees with what Klopp said. Who disagrees with what Klopp said?
Why are we
Okay,
talking
so
about
when I say we're gonna go smash Manchester United, in which Jurgen Klopp was actually referring to, then why is it causing such a ruckus
so now
down there?
here's the difference in what here's the huge difference. And I'll say this: even if you lot win the game, do I think we'll be better against you lot than we were against Liverpool? Yes. You know why? Because there's less pressure on us. And one thing about this team is when we've had less pressure on us this season, we've actually performed better. That's the point that I'm making. Like, for instance, the Liverpool game away, where we was expected to get absolutely steamrolled. That's what Manchester United are going to lose, which is crazy because going away to Anfield is normally very tough. And we actually put in a very, very good defensive performance and a good overall performance. That's the point I'm making. There's other games I can point to when I look through the list and go, we actually put in good performances there. So the thing what Klopp said, he's not lying. Nobody's disagreeing with that. If we perform like that against you lot, of course you will. But one, I expect Manchester United to be better. And two, I don't think that you lot are going to come here and perform well. Because all the pressure, like I keep stating, outside of it being at Old Trafford, outside of your history at Old Trafford, all of the pressure is on Arsenal. Arsenal have to come here and win. That's rare for the Premier League. A draw is a good result for you lot. And that we're the team who's looking to win, depending on where it fell in the calendar. This is the first time ever I can remember in the Premier League history. Chat knows that. Let me know. I know my connection's moving a bit dodgy, but someone let me know that in the chat, please.
Yeah, I didn't hear the question, but can I answer like
my connection's
a couple
moving
of
a bit
Tony's
dodgy.
points? It's all good. It's all good. I'm going to answer a couple of Tony's points real quick, just to kind of put it in perspective here. Yeah. Tony, you asked about whether or not we are.
Before you do that, just quickly.
Go ahead.
TJ. What's up? You ain't listening. I've said this again because you just not listening and you just here to disagree, which is cool. I've said this verbatim. I said if Arsenal are at their best, they win the game. But you just don't be listening. I've said this. I just don't think you'll be at your best. When have Arsenal been at their? When has that happened? Especially in a pressure moment like.
Well, Well,
But
well,
we
again,
need
that's why I
Doherty to
said
carry us.
again,
No.
that's
Hold
why I
on,
said
Tony.
this
Tony,
team.
Tony.
That's
Hold
why I
on,
said
hold
this
on.
team has
Tony,
improved
Tony,
mentally.
Tony. I haven't talked in a minute.
Let
Give me
TJ
a
go.
second.
Let TJ go. Let
Give
TJ
me a
go.
second.
Let TJ go. Let
Because
TJ go.
you made,
Let TJ go.
yeah,
Let TJ
you
go.
made
Let
about
TJ go.
Sorry,
3 or
TJ,
4
sorry.
different points. It's okay. You made about 3 or 4 different points that I need to just. Tony, you and I support the same team, but sometimes you say some wild shit, and I gotta just pull you back just a little bit. Okay, just a tad. I will agree with you that we are mentally better than we were last season if we went out. The problem is that it might be too late. That's the problem. Is that we needed to be mentality monsters when we lost at home 3-0 to West Ham. When we lost at home
I agree with you.
2-0 to Aston Villa. Hold on. These are the moments that you're going to go back and say, hey, what if? What if we hadn't drawn against 10-man Fulham? What if we had taken that game on December 31st seriously? Because we wouldn't be in this position. We wouldn't be having this discussion. If we had stuck to our guns at Craven Cottage, that game is going to bug me for the rest of my life, I swear. It's going to bug me for the rest of my life. If we had just kept our foot on the gas pedal against Fulham, we wouldn't be having these discussions. I would be agreeing with you saying that we are the mentality monsters that I think we need. But no, it took a trip to Dubai and Salt Bay and all the narratives that came around with it for us to go on a freaking 9-game winning streak and put us back into the title race. Yes, we are still in the race, but we're hanging by a thread. And it's these games where historically, Tony, we have not been good. It doesn't matter if we're playing freaking what's Huddersfield Town in Manchester United shirts at Old Trafford, we will find a way to fuck it up. It's just the way that we've been historically. And I'm not saying, oh, TJ, you're being super negative. I am speaking facts. I am speaking what I have watched over the last 10, 15 years as an Arsenal fan. We don't win there. Do I think we have the mentality? Do I think we have the mentality to get there? I don't know. That's the big question mark. Do I think we have the personnel to get there? Absolutely. We play this game at Town Park in EAFC 2024 or freaking any neutral ground. We smack these guys 3-0. But because we're going to Old Trafford.
Jesse, yes, I'm African. I'm an African child.
Yeah.
Keep it clean in the chat.
Yeah, keep it clean in the chat. All I'm saying is Tony, is look, man, you just get excited sometimes. And I just want to pull you back a little bit to say, look, man, like
No, man, don't pull it back.
if we are the mentality monsters that you say we are, then yeah, we'll win 3-1 at Old Trafford. If not, and that's why I keep saying this is the number one, this is the most important game. Obviously, we have to beat Bournemouth. But this is the game that's going to prove whether or not we have matured mentally and whether or not we are ready to jump over that hurdle. Unfortunately, the league is out of our hands, but you can only control what you can control, and our players can control whether they play the game or they play the occasion next weekend. But talk to me about Bournemouth first, and then I'll talk to you about this game next week. Because honestly, like, I'm not convinced. If we can drop points against Fulham at home, we can drop points against anybody at home.
Before we continue, but TJ, sorry, Tony, 1 second. Hey, are you not entertained? Run up the likes. First and foremost, let's run up the likes. Hit that like button. I don't know how many likes we're on, but it's not enough. Like check 1 2 1 2. Let's hit the like button. Please continue to share across all the socials. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Hit the notification bell as well. Make sure you subscribe to Tony's channel. Make sure you subscribe to TJ's channel. Come one of the mods, one of the regulars. Please put both of their links in the comment section, please. Their links are underneath in the description. You're also on the featured channel page, not just on this show, on every other live stream on the channel. Both TJ and Tony's channels are underneath in the description. So subscribe to TJ Warren TV, subscribe to Tony Claude Gunner TV as well. And to people in the chat, you can't just disagree. Just say, oh, you're talking rubbish or stuff. Like, no, I'm all for debate. Actually break it down. Come back with some footballing intellect. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. Footballing intellect, people. Like, all right, I disagree with you because of this, and that. It's easy just to say, oh, you're talking rubbish. Or that's waffle. I disagree. Break it down. Let's actually have the conversation. I'm all for it. Let's have the conversation. I disagree with you because of this, and that. Okay, cool. Well, go on, Tony. Carry on.
See, TJ,
Go on,
yeah,
Tony.
I've not even disputed any of the facts you've just spoken. I've not heralded this team as a team that are big top mentality monsters. I've not said that. You've just included that in your monologue. I haven't said that. I only asked you a question about the change in mentality this season. It doesn't mean that they're at the top of their mentality monstership. I never said that. So you're misconstruing what I said. I only asked you a question. Is Arsenal's mentality better than last season? And it was a yes or no answer. And you said yes. And it doesn't still mean that Arsenal are top mentality monsters this season. I haven't said that. Even on my own channel, AJ can bear me witness. I've actually said, hey, these losses will come back to bite us. The draw against Man City at the Etihad will come back to bite us. AJ, if I'm lying, please say it put it down there if I'm lying, yes or no. I've criticized these guys. But again, TJ, this is what I'm saying in essence, yeah.
Okay.
What I'm saying is Arsenal is going for a title. Manchester United isn't going for a title. We have a course. There is a real reason why we're going to Old Trafford. We're not going down there to have a giggle with these guys. We're not going down there to have a drink with these guys. We're going down there to win. See, and TJ, we can't afford to draw points. That's a given at this stage. We can't afford it right now. Before we went to that game at White Hart Lane, we couldn't afford to lose that in any way. And that's why we won. I just feel that our mentality was a little bit, a tad bit down there, away from Tottenham Hotspur to get to us. That's why we won 3-2. Our mentality is a little bit more, at least it has improved since last season. We dropped points acrimoniously to some certain teams that I never thought that we would drop points to. But this season, we drop points to Fulham. We drop points to West Ham that were good on the day. Let's call it a spade a spade. Aston Villa, home and away, fighting for Champions League spots.
Tony. Before we spin off,
TJ, I didn't cut you up. I gotta
ask you a question. And you did cut me off.
But I didn't cut you off, man. I listened.
You did.
It's not fair,
okay.
man.
Look. No, I'm trying to ask you a question. So we can get to the point a little bit quicker because it. Sorry, I can't listen about how we're mentality monsters. I just got to get to the point. I gotta get to your point. Do you think that we are at a point let's call it mentality maturity? Do you think we are mature enough mentally to get it done at Old Trafford? The noise, the occasion, the fact that these guys, they may not have anything to play for, but they're going to want to kill us. It's just because they see that badge. They know the history of our clubs. They know they're playing for pride. They aren't playing for anything.
Didn't they see that badge when they played against Burnley?
Doesn't matter. It's Burnley.
We're playing against Burnley.
Who cares,
man?
Let me get to a couple things. Tony, let me get to just a couple of things. Sheik, I'll get to your super chat, but I want to get to this. So what's up? Who says when have Arsenal been at their best? That's not what I said, and this is a prime example of somebody just not listening. That's just not what that. Nobody said that's not what I said. But again, people listening with the intent to respond and not actually understand what you're saying. But cool, what's up? You can talk to yourself, my guy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no time. Like nobody said that. Man, just out here just to disagree, but we move. Big up to Sheik. Says, big up, lads. Question: where was the mentality monsters versus Villa? In my opinion, I think form goes out the window for these type of games. Anything can happen. Thoughts on that? Where was the mentality against Aston Villa? We'll go to you first, Tony.
No one talked here about mentality monsters. I said Arsenal have a more mature mentality than last season. That was what was said. So this guy's bringing up, including Sheik, of course, Sheik TV. Of course, we do know you, you know. I do know you, bruv. But still, yeah. It happens, man. It happens. And we broke down. We bottled it at that point, you know. And that's why we're now seeking for points that Man City would drop. but we bottled it. What do you want me to say? It doesn't get nastier than that. We bottled it against Aston Villa. It doesn't get better than that. So, I don't know what you're saying about this, man, but still on still, man. We're seeing the title race. That's all I would say. And if City drop points, it's a whole different conversation. It changes.
First?
This whole conversation will change if Wolves draw against Man City on Saturday. The whole conversation will change.
Do you think City draw against Wolves on Saturday?
Bro, Wolves beat them this season away from home. Anything can happen. When the business end of the season, nerves are there.
I
just gave an
what's your
affirmative
prediction for the game? Manchester City.
I just gave an affirmative to what you said.
You broke up a little bit at the start. That's why I missed it. No, you broke up a little bit at the start. That's why I didn't catch everything you said.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
I said yes, and I also added that they dropped points to Wolves. In fact, they were beaten by Wolves at the Molineux. So who's to say that kind of miracle can happen again? But again, it's a miracle. We're living on a prayer, and I agree with TJ. We're living on a prayer. It is what it is. But again, first of all, I am an Arsenal fan. First of all, I should look for loopholes to which Man City should drop points because I'm an Arsenal fan. So at least then later on at the end of the season, we can start analyzing, where we went bad and what happened and how we can change from it. If it's to get the manager out, if it's to recruit players, we can talk about all that in an Arsenal family meeting. But this is a different ball game from an Arsenal family meeting. This is a rival channel. And again, we really need to just put up the points down here.
Your family.
Your family. Yeah, your family. Yeah, TJ understands what I'm talking about. But again, TJ, see, TJ, it's very simple. We can go to Old Trafford and get maximum points. I believe it. TJ, I believe it. I was telling these clowns the other day that we're going to go down there and beat. And I was telling these clowns that we're going to go to
clowns.
These guys. That we're going to go and beat these clowns, at Wahart Lane. People like Latimer's and other.
I agree with you.
Guys
I agreed with
you. Don't believe me when I say these things, but let's see what happens. Let's get past Bournemouth first and see what happens at Old Trafford. I believe it to be a smashing. I thought Latimer's prime on the show I did with him this past week. We literally will smash these guys up. But Latimer's don't. He wants to throw me instead. But no problem. Latimer's, when I see you, I'll see you when I see you after that Manchester United a showdown. In fact, I would even invite you to my channel and let's have a little bit of a giggle. How about that? A boxing match, me and you, straight up.
Why? What did Prime say? What did Prime say?
No.
What did Prime say about the United game? What did he say?
Prime was clipping me up about we getting out of the Champions League. On a rival channel, on Sheik's channel, I was talking about we beating and smashing up Manchester United, and he was trolling. I believe, I didn't say he's trolling per se, but I believed he was trolling me,
That's Prime.
But
Prime,
again,
Prime
let's see what happened.
Shout out to my guy.
No, Prime, you clicked me up on Twitter. You clicked me up on Twitter. Come on, man.
I think when he went out to Bayern, I think it was you.
Even Flawless reposted it.
Can I answer Sheik's question? Can I answer Sheik's? Not to completely derail, but real quick. Where were the mentality monsters versus Villa? That's my question too, Sheik. I'm glad you're asking. Because I thought we had gotten over the hump. I thought that magical Dubai trip had cured everything. Whether or not we were never going to win the Champions League. I think everybody knew that was going to be the case, whether it be Real Madrid, Man City. Now it's looking like freaking Dortmund could do it. Like whoever we were going to run into, I think it was going to be a buzzsaw. But this was my biggest problem. Where was the
Latimus, you're talking about lies. I never stop talking about lies here. Yeah, no one is lying on you. I said you clipped me up about Bayern Munich. I didn't talk about this Manchester United one. I was talking about Bayern Munich going out, and you clipped me on Twitter. Even
This is
Flawless
wild.
reposted it. That's how bad it is. So stop talking about this lies or whatever. It's true. Come on,
Well, you
man.
got
You
things
even used a
misunderstood.
fake account to say that I was lying on the other show. I saw it, bro. I won't let that slide. I saw it, man. Latimus, calm down, brother.
I don't know
It's
what
all
is
about
happening.
football, man. Just
I have
relax.
no idea
And
what's
I
happening.
don't know. I know he's an admin here, but you guys allow him to spill these things on me, man, and call me lies.
I don't even
Liar
know.
here,
I
but
think
don't like
I think you might have got mistaken. No,
who's the mod here?
Tony.
Get this quote
No,
out here, man.
Tony, relax. Tony, relax. You've got things misunderstood. What Prime thought you said was that he said Spurs were going to beat Arsenal. That's why if you look at the comment, he says here, everyone just relax. He said here, look, leader, he says Arsenal would beat Spurs. He thought that, so you man are arguing two different things. I don't know what happened between you two elsewhere, but you're arguing two different things. Primus thought that you said Spurs will beat Arsenal, and he's saying, no, I said Arsenal will beat Spurs. That's where you got it misunderstood. I don't know where the extra stuff has come from. I don't know what's going on. But go on, get back to it. Get back to it, what you were saying, TJ. I don't know what happened between you two.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened either. But
sorry, TJ,
no.
Putting you up, man. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's fine.
It's all good, Prime, man. It's all good. It's just a misunderstanding.
It's a misunderstanding, guys. I'm sure everything is cool. Yeah, no, but I think form goes out the windows in these games. Anything can happen. I mean, I think mentality does come into games like this, though. I think that we play the match, we don't play the occasion, just like we did against Spurs. Obviously, like I said at the beginning of the stream, like I've said on every stream since that game, I don't think we got out of second gear, but we were there. We played long enough to get the victory. I don't care if it's a 3-2. I don't care if it's a 3-1. I don't care if it's a 4-1. I don't care if we win 5-2. As long as we get the result at this point, it doesn't really matter to me, especially in games like this. Like, obviously in Bournemouth, if we don't go out there and put a good performance up against Bournemouth, I'm going to be pissed, and I'm going to start questioning the players' mentality, and I'm going to start questioning whether or not these guys are the right people to move forward. But if we put in a bad performance against United but win 2-1, you're not going to hear a freaking word from me,
of course,
because I'm going to be over the moon about it. But yeah, all I'm saying is look, mentality, I think, is everything in this game. It's everything. We lost it against lesser teams than United. We can banner United all we want, but they're still better than Villa. Or no, they're not better than Villa.
No,
they're still better than Fulham. They're still better than West Ham.
That's true.
So let's we still have to, as much as I hate to say it, because I hate this team, we still have to respect them. Like, yeah, we can banner them all they want because they drew against Sheffield, they drew against Burnley, but we have to respect the institution that is Manchester United. I hate them. I hate them more than Spurs. See, look at this guy. Looking at him actually makes me angry right now because he's like flexing and shit. But you got to respect them. You have to. And I hope these players do that, because we're not going to walk in there and treat them like freaking Oldham Athletic and get out of there. That's not going to isn't going to be how this works. So I want Arsenal fans to calm down. Play the match. Do not play the occasion. Play the game.
Well,
Flawless, Spooby dropped a 10-pounder. Yeah, exactly. Spooby, respect to you, man. Met him on that show with Latimus and
Spoob's a real one. That's my guy, man.
I really like. He's a real one, man. Spooby, man, real one you are, man. I really do appreciate your person, my brother, man. Big ups to you, man. Absolute amazing person. They also tried to gang up against him, and he held his own. On the channel on Shake TV. Shake TV, you also try to gang up on him. I saw you.
Spoob's a troll, that's why. Spoobs knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Shout out Spoobs.
I know they tried to gang up on him, but he held his own. He's like me, Dragon Energy. I recognize you, brother. I recognize you, man. Big ups to you, man.
Big ups to you, man. I got a lot.
Yeah, man. Like the guy, man.
That's my guy, man. Shout out to Spoobs every single time. I get to the super chat in a second. Give me 1 second. You lot run up the likes though. Hit the subscribe. He says, Tony, you legend. He says, great meeting you on Sheik's channel. Make sure you subscribe to Sheik TV.
Mucho, my brother, man. Mucho. Man.
Make sure. But you told me 3-1 at OT is a smashing because it's OT and it's difficult. Now I see you saying that OT doesn't mean anything. Why the change? Floor is yours, Tony.
See, Spooby, I didn't change anything. I didn't change anything. It was in the course of the argument. Of course, Flawless was trying to bring a separate point. It wasn't even about the number in the game. We weren't even talking about the numbers. We're talking about something even more different and far-reaching from that. And of course, he highlighted that if Arsenal, he asked me if I would even prefer if it was gonna be at Emirates. I said, yeah, man, I would like it at the Emirates. It would be more better for me to beat Manchester United at the Emirates than at Old Trafford. It's a rivalry thing. I do understand that. But again, me saying that we're going to Old Trafford to smash them up 3-1, I'm saying that out of respect because I could say 4-5-1, yeah? But I'm saying 3-1. That's how much I respect Old Trafford, because I really do think that it's going to be a smashing, because I really do think that nothing is going to stop this train from bulldozing any team right in front of us. The teams that I thought that would stop us didn't stop us. I actually thought that Chelsea will come and put up a brave face at the Emirates, and they didn't. Mind you, Chelsea took away points from us at away from home, at Stamford Bridge. So definitely, I thought that, and again, they were doing quite well against the top 4 teams this season. Did well against Man City. Took points away from Liverpool at the start of the season. I actually thought that they would take points away, at the Emirates away from us, but they didn't. At White Hart Lane, they didn't. So, we going down to, Old Trafford, I still think that we'll still beat them. And it has nothing to do with disrespecting Manchester United. It's just the order of teams. I think we have a more better team than Manchester United this season. It's not about disrespecting that team at all. I just think we're fighting for something more bigger and more greater than the rivalry that we have with Manchester United. That's all I'm talking about. And it happens that this season we have a more better team than Manchester United. That's why I have this much chest going into that match against Manchester United. I do agree with TJ that we still need to think about this Bournemouth game. And that's why I've told TJ, look me in my eyes and tell me that we're going to smash up Bournemouth at home. TJ, over to you.
We'll get to that, man. We gonna get to that. Don't worry in regards to predictions as well. But Spoobs, big up for the super chat. We'll be closing out here, going over to the gaming chat. Yeah, every time going over to the gaming channel. I have invited you to the party as well. TJ, big up to. Let's see. I was Warrior J. I was trying to find it when he said, "What's the record between Arsenal and United at Old Trafford?" By the way, I couldn't find it because it was combined. But if someone in the chat lets me know, Connor says, "Bro, the 16 out of 10 shirt gets me every time." You already know. Big up to TJ. I just got your order, TJ, as well. Link is in the pinned comment, people. If you want your 16 out of 10 t-shirt, you can see both designs right there, people. You can see both designs. Look at this. You see it right there, people. So this is 16 out of 10. We got the 16/10, black and white. We've also got it in blue and white, red and black, white and black. All the information is on the website. sarcasmcitytv.myshopify.com. sarcasmcitytv.myshopify.com. And if you're like, yo, what is 16 out of 10? What is going on? If you're under a rock somewhere, or actually, if you're feeling bad, at least you didn't say this dumb shit.
By the way, can I just say, the 2 girls below us are looking 16 out of 10s today, both of them.
Right, big up the panel. As for face, and if you look like confused about that one, well, we got another remix, people. But here we are.
Say, the 2 girls below us are looking 16 out of 10s today, both of them.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
So yeah, people, your 16 out of 10 t-shirts available for a great price. Only limited time only, £16.10, people. Because once we close the shop, which will be closed on the 16th of this month at 10 p.m., then we'll reopen it at a later date. The t-shirts will not be the same price, but there will be hoodies, there will be hats, there will be beanies, etc., because you lot have asked for it as well, people. And then, of course, by that time, there'll also be Sarcasm City TV merch as well. So yeah, the shop will be opening and closing. However, if you're a Sarcasm City soldier or a higher, if you're on the second tier, the shop shop's open to you 24/7, 365 days a year. But if you're not a member, then we will open and close the shop at moments, people, as well. And you might, yeah, I can't believe you cut me off to say that dumb shit. And for those that don't know, that is Ryan. You see him on here, unfortunately, Fridays, unfortunately, he's in the chat too much as well. But here we are, people. Here we are. But yeah. Before we do indeed close out, we're gonna get predictions from everyone. Big up to Connor for the super chat. Make sure you subscribe to Connor's channel as well.
Big
CMO
up Connor.
Sport.
Big up Connor. Top guy.
He says, "I'm hoping Bournemouth won't be like last season." Did you lot score it? You lot scored a late. It was a late winner, right? Was that a late winner?
Reece. Yep. Reece Nelson at the death.
It was a late.
Or
It was a
three.
late winner. Yeah, it was.
Oh,
But that being
God.
said, we will
Big
go
up,
to
big
you.
up to Lee Slims in the charts too, man.
Yeah, man, Lee
Slims,
Slims,
big up
my
to
guy.
you. Don Dada Diamond,
Every
big up
time.
to you, man. And Ravi, great guy too.
Facts. It is. You know what? When I was in the shop, I was actually looking at mugs as well. I was not Ryan. I was looking at actual mugs. So yeah, I was in there looking at. So I'll try like mugs. Definitely socks is something I'm looking at as well. Definitely trying to expand. And if you lot got any ideas, let me know. But yeah, mugs definitely.
I got an idea. I got an
like
idea, and you can have
it.
this for free. You can have this for free. All right, ready?
Tell me off there.
Just
Yeah,
have.
go on and hit me.
I just have Elena's
Go.
face on one side of the mug when she's like smiling like this, and then have a Jan with, you know, at the end of the clip. This is my favorite part of the clip. Okay, this is my favorite part of the clip when she squints a little bit, like. Have that on the other side of the mug. You know, obviously you're gonna have to cut them in, but yeah, just both sides of the mug, their faces going, what the hell
That's your
was
idea.
that? And then yeah, no, perfect. Print money, you can have that one for free.
Yeah, facts. Printing money with
Brother,
Ryan.
brother.
It's crazy. But yeah, love to everybody who has locked in. Before we do indeed close out, make sure again subscribe to TJ Warren TV, Tony Claude, Gunner TV. TJ scoreline prediction: Arsenal Bournemouth.
3-0. No excuses. Get it done.
3-0 Arsenal. Okay, 3-0 Arsenal. Bet. What you saying, Tony?
Bro, man, see, man, I'm sorry to say this here, but there's gonna be blood on the dance floor. TJ, I hear you, 3-0, but brother, man, it's at the Emirates, yeah. I know Flawless is down here to clip me too, but see, man, bro, TJ, I'm looking at another 6-0 throbbing.
What?
Bro, it's gonna be bad, bro. And again, yeah, Julian Timber is about to come back to the team this week. So TJ, man, it could look bloody.
They're not going to play him. They shouldn't play him. If they play him, they're dumb. Sorry, don't play him. I'm not trying to open a can of worms here, but do not play Julian Timber in these games. Don't play him. Don't play him the rest of the season. He'll be like a new signing, guys. He'll be like a new signing.
Oh,
do not put him in this club.
But see, man, I see blood on the dance
so
floor.
we've got
CMO
6-0 from Tony,
Connor.
and we got
6-0. 6-0. It's gonna be a
so you got
drubbing,
6-0
man.
from
And
Tony,
it's gonna be
3-0 from
painful.
TJ. Okay. And City do play later on that same day against Wolves at home. Tony, will go to you. Scoreline prediction: Manchester City, Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Guys, see, yeah, I'm going for a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Okay. 2-2
Yeah,
draw.
a
TJ,
2-2
what you
draw.
saying?
5-1 City.
Fez? All right, cool. On that note,
TJ, where is the
we
Kool-Aid?
are
TJ, I thought you got Kool-Aid today, man. Where is the Kool-Aid?
this guy about to distribute the Kool-Aid. The stars are aligned. But before we do indeed close out, love to everyone who has
Nah, the
locked in.
stars are realigned. The stars
Yeah.
are realigned.
Oh,
The
boy.
stars have
Yeah,
realigned
yeah,
now,
yeah,
not
line.
aligning. The stars have
Yeah.
realigned.
I've
We've
realigned.
realigned the stars.
Exactly, man.
Love
Exactly, my brother.
The stars have realigned. Okay, we got it. The stars have I'm gonna ask Troops that on the Back Again podcast. I'll be like, have the stars realigned? That's what Tony asked me. That's the new one, people. Have the stars realigned, people. But yeah, love to everyone who's locked in. Don't forget, we are available on all audio platforms as well. So Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV and this show, and all the other shows on the channel will pop up, people. All the other shows on the channel will pop up apart from Watch Alongs. So Spotify, if you're a Spotify user, follow us and 5-star us. If you're an iTunes user and you have an iPhone, 5 stars and leave us a review on there. Same with SoundCloud, hit us with the follow or whatever audio platform. Yes, we are redirecting. I think Warrior J asked me. We are going on to clubs right now. So we're going over to the Sarcasm City TV gaming YouTube channel. Then we'll be live on the play. Well, we're live on the playback right now for the Miami Heat Boston Celtics game 5. That's going on right now. Boston Celtics, Miami Heat game 5, I should say. Then I'll be on there for the LA Clippers, Dallas Mavericks game 5. Because that's tied at 2 apiece. So that watch along will also be on the Sarcasm City TV playback. So let me actually drop that link in the comment section. But Tony, let them know where they can find you, what you got coming up, all that good stuff.
Yeah, see you guys. Yeah, get me down the road. Just check me out at Tony Cloud Gunner TV. I do Arsenal content. Yeah, I've been a little bit more busy these days, but still has to do. I still conjure up some shows here and there. Come support me. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. Show me some love. And we keep doing this. Yeah, you keep seeing TJ. All around my algorithm. You keep seeing me down here on Sarcasm TV because I like what this channel stands for.
Cool.
I like the energy this brother brings. As you can literally see, this brother is changing the whole landscape. Yeah, I don't care what you guys are telling me. I don't care how mainstream, figures tell me, about this channel. And see, this is where it's happening. This is the place to be. I'm glad to be with TJ 24/7. Big up to you, TJ, man, and respect to you all, TJ. It has always been, it's been a lovely experience knowing you, TJ, man, and doing shows with you. We go back and forth. We could shoot each other, but still, man, there's still that, that love at the end of the day. We shake hands, hug at the end of the day, and it's all good. So big up to you, Flawless, 100%. Man. Thanks for always supporting me. Thanks for supporting me, Flawless. Yeah, and guys, subscribe to my channel. Yeah, Tony Cloud Gunner TV. Just show me some love. Come troll me. Come troll me. No problem. Man.
Go subscribe to Tony's channel. Same to you, TJ. Let them know where they can find you, what you got coming up, all that good stuff.
Well, you're gonna find me playing for Sarcasm City FC here in a minute. And then I'm gonna play some clubs after we're done. I'm gonna obviously be listening on the playback and watching some of the NBA, but I told my followers that I would be going live on FUT later tonight, so it might be a little bit later of a game stream here, but we will be doing that on TJ Warren TV, just because I don't know why, but people like watching me lose at FUT, so like they come in and laugh at it. It's all about the content, really. So we got American Idiots coming up on Friday. We got Sod and Football Capo coming on to preview the Bournemouth game. Obviously, we'll be getting up way early. I'll be getting up at 6 a.m. For that Arsenal Bournemouth match on, I believe that's on Saturday. So yeah, I'll be up for that. And we'll be going live at 12 p.m. UK time on that on Saturday. But other than that, you can catch me obviously here every Thursday and on American Waffle on Tuesday, 1 a.m. every Tuesday with me, Staffy, and the gang. So, again, Flawless, big up. Appreciate it. And, just, get your rest this week, Flawless, because next week is going to be a long one. So,
yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. Like, I know I had the technical issues. I got my new laptop landing tomorrow. So, yeah, man, I'm going to be crystal clear from Friday, people. 100%. So I'm ready for the end of the season. I'm geared up for the end of the season. See that people reinvesting in the business, you already know. But we're redirecting over to the gaming channel. But make sure, again, subscribe to Tony's channel, TJ's channel. Love to everyone that's locked in. This has been the Manchester United Arsenal show. Mandem United podcast meets the Gunner Talk from the Arsenal podcast. Live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.